All right, big fella, time for your quarterly report card.
Yes.
You've been known to do this in the past,
Yep.
and I'm ready and waiting for an education. So let's go through some of it. Let's start with your most impressive team and player so far at this stage of the season.
Yeah, Mickey, after 7 rounds, you're right, I do this each year, and it's one of the things I really like doing because it gives us a bit of indication how things might change as the season goes on. So the most impressive team, I think, have been the Brisbane Broncos. They've only lost one game out of 7. They've been... Origin will be a factor for them. They'll have a lot of players involved in Origin. We'll get to that later. I'm going to announce my team in the second hour. In the last hour.
What do you mean? It's a bit early for that, isn't it?
Well, that's what that is. My way too early Origin team. As far as players goes, I think at the moment you've got Harry Grant from Melbourne. You've got Payne Haas, but I think the resurgence of Sean Johnson in the Warriors has been the most impressive player this year for mine.
All right. What about your most disappointing team? There's a few queuing up to take this.
Well, it's the Cowboys. They're in the bottom 3. The Tigers. Everyone will say them. But look, I think the Dragons. Storm. They're stuttering, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, who'd you say? Dragons.
Okay. I think the Dragons. About a month ago when they said they were going to start interviewing people for the coach's job, that was kind of the writing on the wall. I don't think
destabilising.
Very much so. Very much so. How can you? It's very hard to concentrate on a game when you know you've got a coach who's basically a dead man walking.
Yeah.
So they just kept shooting themselves in the foot. This is the same club who, during COVID, decided to have their own party when no one else was.
I don't reckon it matters what code you're supporting. The successful teams on field have a good organisation off field.
100%.
Don't see how you can do it unless you're organised off the field. The biggest surprise package for you.
Well, surprisingly, the Warriors, who are sitting in second position, no one saw this coming. These guys basically lived out of a suitcase for 3 years.
Yeah.
Now they're back on their home deck. They look really good. They've got the Penrith assistant coach, Andrew Webster, who was in charge of the attack at Penrith for the last 3 years. He's making them look good, Mickey. He's making them look real good. They're showing some resilience, which they've never been known for.
Again, no F all about NRL. I've always said this, but what's stopping them becoming a powerhouse? I just would have thought being the only league side from New Zealand in a country that doesn't mind that, and is laboratory built to churn out footballers. What's stopping them becoming?
Well, they entered the competition in '95, and they've been in one grand final in 2011. I think young kids in New Zealand grow up, they want to be an All Black. They want to be an All Black. So until these guys start getting this could change kids' minds now that Sean Johnson's back there and they're playing good football.
Could help bring them across. It's one of the few countries in the world where a whole nation gets behind one sport, and All Blacks have got it. Wow. I remember being in Vancouver for the Winter Olympics, and I had no idea how big ice hockey was. But ice hockey is a national sport. Every kid grows up, they can skate before they can walk, basically. Yeah. So to see an entire nation gather around one particular sport is interesting to watch. Biggest issue in the game today?
Look, the hip drop. Hip drop's a bad one, but we're getting over that. I think the sin binning at the moment is really inconsistent. There was one on the weekend, which was a turning point. There mostly are sin bins because once a player's off, the Dolphins saw one, which was a sin bin with Bromwich, but the one when Tino Fa'asuamaleaui got sin bin for the Titans beat Broncos, that was a game changer. Right. They scored 3 tries while he's off. We've got to be, they said they're going to keep doing it, but I hope they don't keep doing it because it's wrecking the game.
And buy of the year?
I can't go past Reece Walsh, the fullback for the Broncos. He's been electric. He'll be the Origin fullback for Queensland, and he's the reason why they sit atop the table.
All right, big fella, here we go. Now, I understand we're about to embark on what's going to be a regular feature every Monday. As you do your way too early State of Origin team. I'm looking forward to this. So this is going to be my first State of Origin as a Sydney sider.
Yeah.
And I can't wait because I know this, even in Melbourne, which is so AFL, people still gather around the telly to watch State of Origin. That's how big it is. What's it like up here?
Well, it's rampant. It's rabid. It's rampant. It's absolutely extraordinary because it's... I reckon in the history of sport, I can't think of 2 counterparts who have had such an unbelievable rivalry over 40 seasons. Yeah, like New South Wales and Queensland. It's just it's the best concept, and
it's all out war.
And everybody wants to have their say. So I thought every Monday I'll have my say. And this is my team if they're getting picked tomorrow. This will be my State of Origin team if I'm getting picked tomorrow.
Fire away.
Okay, I've got fullback Teddy Tedesco and captain. On the wings, I've got Brian To'o and Campbell Graham from the South Sydney Rabbitohs. In the centres, I've got Turbo and Latrell. The halves are the Penrith halves, Jerome Luai, Nathan Cleary. Up front, I've got Payne Haas, Damien Cook and Jakey Turbo.
Who have you controversially left out?
No one yet, I don't think. I don't think there's much controversy when probably Tupou on the wing, maybe for the Roosters, or Joseph Sawali, but I don't think they're playing good enough footy to be picked, to be honest. So I think Campbell Graham is for South. And in the back row, look, Liam Martin's got an injury, so if he was picked tomorrow, he wouldn't be in the side. It'd be Murray and Ola Kawatu. It'd be Isaiah Yeo at lock. And on the bench, I've got Nico Hines, Junior Paulo, Regan Kilmagillo, and my bolter for this first Origin getting picked tomorrow would be Hudson Young from the Raiders.
So what you're going to do from now on is you're going to give us ins and outs from your team from this week.
Yes.
And you're going to do that every week?
100%.
Until
it's picked in about a month's time.
Who are the selectors? Who does select the State of Origin side?
The two coaches, Brandy, my brother-in-law, and Brad Fittler, my ex-teammate. They're both coach and assistant coach. Then I think they've got like a bit of a committee. You know what? That's a very good point. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not too sure who's picked it all. But
it'll be interesting to find out. Find out, indeed.
Now, you just got back from a fantastic innovation. I know that NRL copied our Magic Round off the Super League in England.
Yeah.
We saw them do. We go, we've got to do that.
It's your Magic Round.
So the Magic Round. Now you had the Gather Round for AFL on the weekend.
Which
you were
is
there.
stolen from the NRL,
Yeah.
but it's slightly different. So I was in Adelaide for the first ever Gather Round, and it was a remarkable success. So the difference is it's not, you don't get a super ticket that lets you see all the games, but it's just that all the games are played in the one city, which is usually it's every weekend in Melbourne, basically.
Yeah.
But everyone goes to Adelaide. 9 games sold out, went bonkers. But what's interesting to me was it's a size of the town like Adelaide is very good for something like that. It's why they have good fringe festivals. It's just you can come in and dominate the town. Like they wanted to bring it to Sydney, I believe, but if they did, it's not going to make the front of the Daily Telegraph.
No.
It's not because you're not that interested. So to go to a place like Adelaide, which, let's be honest, is week in, week out, not a lot on.
No, this is a big thing. It's a massive thing, isn't it?
So it was a massive thing. It overtook the town, and it was a success. But as I said, it's no different to Magic Round, which is coming up. What
that's in May.
Very soon.
I think what the difference is, and I don't look. The biggest worry for our Magic Round is that we play every game at Suncorp Stadium. So if you're 7th and 8th game, or 6th and 7th and 8th game, the ground's pretty chopped up.
Pretty choppy, yeah.
And we seen a game a couple of weeks ago between the Broncos and the Raiders where the ground got chopped up badly. So if we get a bit of rain up north.
Is it all Suncorp, is it?
It's all Suncorp.
Wow.
One ticket, as many, like you can buy a 3-day ticket and watch every game.
In you go. Well,
that's a great thing.
Well, the wanker in the Sydney jersey will be able to get away with it up there.